and just the interest of your daughter, and it reminds me of me. So it's really kind of cool to see that. So I actually have a bachelor's degree in environmental biology, and I always wanted to be I wanted to be a veterinarian in the beginning. And then through my courses and just studying and internships, I actually did an internship in Africa, loved it, came back, became a wildlife biologist for several years, and I traveled all over the world. I was in New York, I was in Colorado, I was in Africa twice, and I just loved it. Absolutely, it made me who I am, which I'm really grateful for all those adventures. It was kind of crazy. And I do not regret it whatsoever, but it is very difficult to be out in the field all the time in extreme conditions. So I started teaching so that I could still be in the field, and I love sciences, and that's like my passion. So I was teaching in high school biology, basically, and I did some chemistry also, actually, and then actually before that I became credentialed in middle school and high school sciences. Then I did that overseas. I was living in Japan, and then I came back and fell in love with Montesorri. So I became credentialed in 6-year-old to 12-year-old, so it's 1st through 6th grade. And then I started teaching 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and did it for 11 years. Absolutely loved it. And I traveled all over the US, moved around a lot. So I taught in many different schools and different areas. And I now I've left the classroom and I started consulting. Then I really saw where, actually it's kind of a personal thing, is that my kids, I love science, and it comes easy for me in a sense. And I saw the struggles that some teachers have in the classroom with my students, my children. And so I really wanted to help. And so that's where I created Backpack Sciences. And it is a place where I'm creating curriculum, and I really wanted to help with, but the thing is also you don't get the information from the creator, which is awesome. I think, with HomeSchool ThinkTank, you'll be able to talk to me and really ask questions, which is fantastic. Especially if you're like, oh, I don't understand, what does this mean?
I'm excited for my kids.
Exactly. So, and the thing is that there's just more interaction. You can ask questions or have input, or, it's really, I think for the homeschool environment, it's incredible, because you as homeschoolers, you guys are working hard, and I really admire that, but you are doing a lot of things. And I wanted Backpack Sciences to help you bring in more science and actually have the lesson plan, but also have the presentation materials, because that's the thing, is that a lot of teachers, or you look at the lesson plan, then you're like, oh, I have to go get this. I want to show. Montessori has a lot of card presentations, and so I really wanted you to actually have that. Then also questions. What happens when you're like, this doesn't make sense to me, or I don't know how to set it up, or where am I going to get this? And you don't have that community. And this actually is an incredible opportunity for, I think, homeschoolers to have that community where you can talk to each other, you can help each other, you can brainstorm. This is incredible. So that's why I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited about it, of course, and we can ask you questions, but then the way I'm understanding this is you are bringing the materials for parents to do with their kids. So the materials that you're presenting are actually geared for the parents. Is that correct?
Correct. So you, as a parent, you have it, and you'll be able to present. And that's where I come in, where I'm giving you tips. I will actually have videos. So with Backpack Sciences, which is another membership site, my membership site, you're going to have 4 science lessons a month.
And now, could I, as a parent, take those materials, like just that are for my kids, and maybe lead a small group with what you're providing?
Oh, definitely, definitely. That's where that's where I wanted to help, is that you could be teaching one child, you can be teaching a classroom of 30, or a homeschool, classroom of 30 kids. It's
Yeah.
really flexible.
10. But
Right.
yeah, so what I love about this is we're taking the educational component, and it's outside, which my kids love to be outside, and I love the great outdoors, like love it. But we're learning outside, and we can be building friendships while we're doing all of this. That's what I'm loving about what you're bringing to us. So tell me a little bit why is backpack sciences important?
So I know that sciences, and I think sciences are something you need hands-on. You need to actually manipulate it. You need to do it. I mean, there's sometimes you might not be able to actually, touch a cell or anything, but you're doing it. You're actually doing it. So the reason why I call it backpack sciences is that I kind of envisioned, this kind of goes back to my roots of when I was out in the field. You have your backpack and you have all your gear in the back, and you're going and you're actually collecting data. I was doing observations. So that's what I kind of envision a person, an educator, of having all your stuff in the backpack. You have your lesson plans, you have all the things, and you're ready to go. And what I'm giving you is all there. Hopefully you're going back outside. It depends on the lesson plans. All my lessons, I really want to get away from worksheets. I mean, sometimes there's data collection, of course, sheets, but I don't want facts, just spitting out facts.
Yeah.
I want the kids to be actually doing something outside. And that could be a fun activity that you're representing what is going on, or you're actually out there collecting data, or you're doing observations. It's just real science.
I love this. I love this. Which isn't this how kids learn best? It's by doing things, right? And I have to say, as a parent, science is not my strong spot. And I often thought, we really love to go hiking and stuff. So you could do this just as a 1 hour thing. You could go to maybe your local nature trail type thing and do it. But then could I take this a little bit deeper? Say we're on a camping trip and out there, can we implement some of this there too then?
Oh, definitely. And actually, that's a great question, because my science lessons, they are Montessori based, because that's my background. But also, I really think it's important. Underlying that also is guided inquiry. And don't worry, we'll talk about guided inquiry in more depth later, but that's what you would take. And I have a really cool little cheat sheet that I'm excited to give you guys, that you can take when you're out camping, when you're out on hikes, when you just walk down the street. You're just taking, a little walk down the street. It's how to go further in thinking, in critical thinking, asking questions, things like that. So you don't have to have all these science and, the equipment and everything. It's a way of thinking, and they really do label this as 21st century thinking, or research. And it's that's why I don't like facts. Sometimes, yes, you have to know your facts. You have to do that. But I think it's so much easier and better for kids to be I'm wondering what's happening. When you're walking down the street and you have a child ask, why are some leaves darker than others? That's a great question. And I'm going to teach you how to, if you don't know the answer, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Sort of know it.
Right. If you do know it, that's great. But also, you don't want to just tell them the answer. You want them to think about
Figure it out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is how I see my kids learn the best. It's they're curious about one thing, and then they go search, and then that leads there and there, and it's just all places. But I'm honestly really personally excited about this, because I've been wanting to start a hiking group. I can incorporate what you're teaching into this hiking group and make it really great. for my kids, and other parents can do it however they want to do it.
Yeah, that's a great idea with the hiking group. Honestly, especially with your group, your homeschooling group, of getting kids together, you're outside, you're doing science inquiry, you're going to be, and it's not always the same. I mean, you realize like you can still use all of this knowledge, and you can go on hikes every single day, and it's going to be different every single day, which is that's perfect. It's great. The questions that they're going to ask, the things that they're going to see, just the wheels turning. It's going to be
When I don't know the answer, or maybe they find a basic answer, but they want to know more, they can ask you inside your group.
I'm so excited. And please ask questions. I mean, I love it. I mean, when you find something that you're passionate about and you can just talk about it over and over and a lot of questions. And that's actually, it doesn't bother me at all. And I'll tell you, if I don't know, I'll tell you. I'll like, okay, I don't know, but this is where I would go look, or, I mean.
So can my kids ask questions in that group too? Or do you want to?
Oh yeah, I think that would be fantastic, actually. And
I assumed, but then I thought I better ask to be sure.
Yeah, definitely. I would think, yes. I mean, I really want that. And also, like in my membership, I really want to encourage, I'm going to have guest speakers. I think it's fantastic. And the more you involve your children to actually learn, it's wonderful. So I'm so excited, and I really look forward to meeting every single one of you.